In 1968, a young director by the name of George A. Romero shocked the world with shocked audiences, and it would be a storm of controversy for years to come. Tom Savini really made a name for himself in the horror genre. His work speaks for itself. George Romero's zombie films to Creepshow. He decided to remake such a film. That's right, I'm talking about 1990's Night of the Living Dead, which is getting a 4K restoration film. Give this video a thumbs up. Guys, this is Dark Room Reviews. We are in the middle of spooky season kickoff. Let your voices be known. Drop a comment below. What is your favorite zombie film? 1990's Night of the Living Dead was my introduction to the zombie subgenre, to George Romero, and it stuck with me for many years. A VHS cover art at my local movie store, or if it was on TV one night on TNT. Joe Bob Briggs hosted Monster Vision. That's where I typically saw it on TV. But it's essentially a group of people board themselves up in an abandoned house to try and hold out against a small army of the undead. This is the classic low-budget horror film. What Savini does with this particular remake is really sets up this film nicely. Just your ordinary typical day, a brother and sister go out and pay their respects to their deceased mother within the cemetery. There's a little accident that occurs that causes Barbara's brother to die. A undead figure who's been dead for some time now attacks Barbara. She fears for her life. She runs through the woods and ends up finding a farmhouse. Now that will be our big setting throughout the runtime. It's a farmhouse. It's secluded. We spend a lot of time with Patricia Tallman's character. In the first 30 minutes, we see her in fear. She's in fear of her life. She doesn't know what the hell's going on. What are these things that are after me? My brother's dead. There's so many questions up in the air. And along comes a man named Ben, played by the legendary Tony Todd himself. He plays Ben. He's a catalyst that really has an idea of what to do in this type of situation. He calms Barbara down as much as he can, and he gets her to, get into survival mode fast, because we don't know what's going to happen next. It's almost dark. Tom Savini creates an atmosphere that is one of the most haunting ones of the 90s, if you ask me. And it's a remake that deserves all the love, all the praise in the world. And he doesn't overstep his boundaries. Like I said, he tweaks couple little things here and there. Barbara, she goes from scared figure to Linda Hamilton's Sarah Connor by the end of the film. He crafted a character and molded it to be this one-woman army by the end. One of the big ways that Tom Savini pays respect to George Romero is that he chose to have zombies slow like snails. This movie really elevate the story, not so much the scares. Situations that go wrong is what makes up the tension, what makes the fright factor really kick in. These survivors in this farmhouse come up with several plans, and nothing goes right. People turn against each other. It's a fight for survival. What I also like about Barbara is that she thinks of so many great ideas to leave the house by herself. Tony Todd's character insists that they all stick together, board up the house as best they can, wait this out just like a storm, but this storm keeps getting worse and worse and worse. This is a respective remake in color, I might add, because the 68 version was in black and white, although there is a colored version as well. But I think most people would recognize that 68 version from black and white. This movie also grabs your attention by its core focus of survival. You gotta give this movie credit where credit's due in the end. Now, I mentioned director Tom Savini tweaking a few things. Like, for instance, one big one is the evolution of Barbara. Perfect example of a fleshed out character. And she makes this film more exciting to an extent. Back to the zombies, Savini decided to go down the Romero route and have the slowest zombies possible. Great idea, because at the time we didn't have running zombies until 2004 with Snyder's remake of Dawn of the Dead. Now I think that was a smart move. We meet an total a-hole played by Tom Towles Harry. A-hole, he's going to be a villain. He does not want. He wants everyone shacked up in this farmhouse to go down the basement. But that's not what Ben has in mind. Harry, makes everything worse. The complaining, the not helping. He just he's thinking about his family and not everyone else, and just wants to make it through the night. And everyone's not on the same page. It makes the whole night just even more terrifying. Tom Savini, like I said, he is a magician. He's been in films. He's worked behind the scenes in films. He's a director. He's been in some documentaries. The guy can do it all. Well known, well respected. Guys, have you seen 1990's Night of the Living Dead remake? What are your thoughts on it? Let me know in those comments below. Are you guys picking up the 4K? Plenty more content on the way. Spooky season kickoff is here. Thank you so very much for watching. I'm Joel, and I'll see you guys very soon. Take care. Folks, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It really helps out in the long run. Dark Room Reviews, it's the place you should be subscribed to. Join the channel. It's free.